Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Neurodiverse Wrestling Assess. I'm your host, John Arroyo. And boy, was AAA good. We're getting to the second round of the Rey de Reyes tournament. We got a number one contender match for the Cruiserweight division. And the Cruiserweight division is popping off in AAA. It's getting really intense, and I love it. And we also had an attack on a wrestler again. So let me break it down. But before we do, please like, comment, subscribe. And now let's get on to the Lucha review. Because you know me, I love some Lucha. So let's break down this Lucha show this week. So we open things up with Grande Americano talking about how he is so devastated that the OG Americano took his place in Rey de Reyes, and he needs to get rid of him. He's sick and tired of this so-called Americano because he's actually the Americano. Then we see Pimpinela backstage. You know her. She loves being campy. So she's in her detective gear. She's being a detective with her little notebook, being a journalist. So she goes talk to OG Americano. He slams the door in her face. She breaks down the door. She's trying to get the interview. She's trying to get the answers, but he beats her the hell up. And then we're going to see what happens later in the show. But that attack was brutal. And then we got my boy Jack Cartwheel versus my other boy Dragon Lee in a one-on-one match. The winner will face Laredo Kid down the line for the Cruiserweight Championship. So it's a number one contender match. And boy, was it good. Both men right away were lockups, going back and forth. Jack Cartwheel hit some cartwheels. So did Dragon Lee. And then I kind of liked it. Like, Jack Cartwheel out of nowhere hit like this killer pin roll-up cartwheel thing. And then when he tried to do a kick, Dragon Lee just kicked him down to the ground. Great back and forth. And then on the outside, Jack Cartwheel tries to do a cartwheel again, but Dragon Lee kicks him in the face, stomps him, and hit a Dragon driver for the win. After, he talks about how he's going to be the next AAA champion for the Cruiserweights, but TJP comes out mad because last week he talks about how technically he did not lose to Laredo Kid because Laredo Kid had his hands on the ropes. And technically, Dragon Lee is in the back of the line. TJP is first in line. But Laredo Kid comes out attacking TJP because after the match last week, TJP popped off on Laredo Kid. So the Cruiserweight division just went AWOL. So Laredo Kid and TJP got in a fight. And then out of nowhere, Laredo Kid started fighting with Dragon Lee because Dragon Lee got in the mix. And then as well as Jack Cartwheel. And the last one standing was Jack Cartwheel holding the title. So we have to wait to see. I would love to see a fatal four-way at Rey de Reyes. Most likely we're going to get that. Then we see Pimpinela about to get escorted to the hospital by the ambulance. But then she tells Americano that she wants him to take her place in Rey de Reyes. So he does. That leads into the main event. So the main event was Ethan Page versus Omos versus a Grande Americano versus El Nino de Dr. Wagner Jr. And boy, was it a pretty crazy match. Because right away, Ethan Page leaves the match. And then out of nowhere, Dr. Wagner Jr. and Americano teams up against Omos, but Omos was too powerful, throwing them, tossing them around, pretty much wrecking them. Ethan Page tried to team up with Omos, but that backfires. Omos was slamming all the men on top of each other, hitting clotheslines, hitting every big single move, going all crazy. But then everyone teamed up against Omos. Ethan Page raked the eyes out of Omos. Wagner hitting a dive, and Americano hit a super kick, taking down the big man for a bit. And then all men went brawling. And then Wagner hit a Wagner driver on Americano, but Ethan Page tosses him to the outside. But then Wagner comes back in to break it up. But then out of nowhere, Santos Escobar comes in to beat the hell out of Wagner. So then Wagner and Escobar is fighting. Then we see the chaos because every luchador comes out brawling. La Perker hits the OG Americano with a chair. With all of that confusion, Ethan Page is confused. And Grande Americano picks up the win, advancing to round 2 of Rey de Reyes. What a crazy way to end this week of AAA, heading into the week round 2 of Rey de Reyes. Because guys, we have round 2. So we have to see how this is all going to play out. And I cannot wait, because Rey de Reyes is coming. We're getting round 2 soon. And the first rounds were pretty crazy. We're about to get round 2 soon. Anything is possible. And that's pretty much my review for this week. So please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time, because you know I love some lucha action.